Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of The Guido Goes Off. As always, folks, I thank you for watching. A big thank you to everyone tuning in. And if this is your first time and you have yet to join the Few But Faithful, please hit that subscribe button and do so.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, phone. Ladies and gentlemen, big news coming out of Impact Wrestling as they have announced that their flagship show, Bound for Glory, which is taking place October 14th at the Melrose Ballroom in New York City, has sold out. There's still no word on how many tickets have been sold or the seating. All they're saying is that it is sold out. This is good news for Impact Wrestling as they seemingly gotten better. But getting better storytelling, better at retaining talent. Just better as a whole. So good for Impact Wrestling that this is happening for them, and it does kind of lend into something else I'm going to get to. I'll probably be announcing that here in a bit. But again, kudos to Impact Wrestling. As we know, they haven't sold out anything in quite some time. So this is indeed big news, and congratulations to Impact Wrestling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the same vein as this announcement from Impact Wrestling, it definitely appears as if Vince McMahon may be getting a little more nervous than anyone in WWE will let on, because it was announced that Vince is going to meet with officials from Madison Square Garden. As we know, Madison Square Garden has been the WWE's home base as far as wrestling for, it almost seems like forever. I mean, the two are almost synonymous. However, as we know, MSG has taken bookings from other wrestling promotions. A AAA show coming up, as well as the huge G1 Supercard coming WrestleMania weekend from Madison Square Garden, where ROH and New Japan will combine forces. As we know, Vince did try to get it blocked when ROH tried to book it on its own. However, when ROH and New Japan combined forces, he couldn't get that stopped. And so it's still kind of hard to say what the meeting will be about, whether or not he's actually still trying to stop them from taking wrestling events from other companies, or if it's simply to renew a contract to keep them wrestling at the vaunted venue. As we know, though, WWE has seemed to come away from Madison Square Garden, like when they're doing big events like Raw and SmackDown. They're doing those events at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, which is a more modern facility as well as bigger. So this could be basically Madison Square Garden not being happy with Vince because, hey, we were supposed to be your home, and now you're like going to the house that Jay-Z built. Yeah, we kind of like that money you're giving him and Beyonce. And so that's probably why they are taking bookings from other wrestling companies, especially big ones such as ROH and New Japan, especially if them combining. So it's hard to say whether or not it's to try to stop the show from happening, or it's trying to continue to get bookings, as they've had this relationship for probably longer than a lot of wrestling fans have been alive. So again, we will keep you posted on that, and stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, another big announcement, a happy announcement, which I don't get to do very often on this show, and that was the news coming out today that Ric Flair married his longtime girlfriend, Wendy Bardlow. The ceremony took place at a North Florida resort earlier today. It was a very low-key ceremony. The Undertaker and Dolph Ziggler were in attendance, and I believe it's saying both of them walked Wendy down the aisle. For those of you keeping score, this is Flair's 5th marriage. The two have been together for quite some time. They've been engaged for about 2 years. The two have known each other for quite a long time, as for those of you that don't know, Wendy did portray the character of Fifi the maid during his Flair for the Gold segments on WCW. So the two have known each other for quite some time. She's, been by his side during his recent health scares, which, any woman that's willing to stand beside you through that, that's wife material, honestly. Even if it's your fifth marriage, that's wifing material. Totally worth it. Of course, we here at the Guido Goes Off do wish the best of luck to the happy couple. I'd throw rice, but, low carb diet. And finally, while many people have been happy about the huge news that came out Monday before Raw, that being Renee Young officially being added to the commentary team, replacing Jonathan Coachman, well, not everybody is took too well to it. But before I get started, let's talk about it. Of course, it was announced by WWE on early Monday morning that Renee Young had been slated to replace Jonathan Coachman and become a permanent member of Raw's commentary team. Coachman will be downgraded to hosting the kickoff panels. As a lot of us, have been talked about, we have not been very happy with Coachman ever since coming back to WWE. It just seems like he's not been very good at commentary. And of course, given some recent allegations by someone from a former ESPN intern, him being replaced by a woman, quite ironic. But as I said, while a lot of people are very happy with this move and have been very supportive of Renee moving to commentary, one person in particular has been very, very vocal about her being there. And that person, oddly enough, didn't talk for most of his wrestling career. Recently, Sabu sat down in an interview and did throw out some sexist and homophobic slurs in regards to the Raw commentary team and the inclusion of Renee Young as of late. I will not perpetuate those words, but let's just say it was very, very bad and makes us miss the days when all Sabu did was not talk and jump off shit and break shit and, tape up his bicep to keep it closed. Again, like we support the change. I'm sorry, Coach hasn't been very good. He had all this time in ESPN to get better. And did he get better? No! Got worse somehow. But again, as we know, Renee has helped out with commentary on the Mae Young Classic, and also more than likely will be a big featured part of the commentary team for the Evolution pay-per-view. I wonder if they're going to have an all-women commentary team. Who would be the third one? Well, that is going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. As always, I thank you for watching. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get an episode out. Thanks. I'm sure some people might have seen pictures of one of the things. I mean, I'm very busy, working 2 jobs. I'm, trying to get things in order. Getting another cat. But again, I thank you for your patience. Thank you for your continued support. So, what do you think of the topics I covered on this episode of The Guido Goes Off? As always, please drop a line in the comment section below and join the discussion on Twitter and Instagram, as well as going to the Facebook page, giving it a like. And while you're here, please like this video, share it with everyone you know, and as always, if you have yet to join the Few But Faithful, please hit that subscribe button and do so. It really helps us out. We are still so close to 100 subscribers because you guys are awesome. Thank you again for sticking with me and through this whole crazy mess. I am looking to hopefully get another show out tomorrow. We're probably doing a 5 Reasons Why. So please stay tuned for that. If you have hit the bell for notifications, no problem. Thanks. So again, until next time, I am the Guido, and I think we're done here.